Welcome to the Scrum Foundations Canvas series. If you're new to Scrum, you can use these templates to help you organize and facilitate your Scrum events. Once you're comfortable with that and get the hang of it, you can tweak the format to fit your own context, as there's no one best way to facilitate events. I'm just sharing with you tools and templates to help you out. Today, we're going to walk through the sprint planning canvas and maybe give you a different perspective on how to facilitate sprint planning. In sprint planning, the Scrum team has to cover three main topics. Why is the sprint valuable? What is it that we're going to work on? And how are we going to get it done? In Scrum terms, that's basically what is the sprint goal? What product backlog items are we going to pull from the product backlog to help us accomplish the sprint goal? And what are the tasks or activities that we need to do to be able to complete the product backlog items and deliver on our sprint goal. So let's say this is sprint 5. We're working in 2-week sprints, so our time box for sprint planning is a max of 4 hours. We are the booking squad, and we're working on a hotel booking app. Today is April 2nd. Now, to plan our sprint, we need to know our long-term objective. And in Scrum, that's our product goal. Each sprint should result in an increment that gets us a step closer to this long-term objective. Let's say our product goal is to increase revenue from 1.2 million to 2 million by Q4. Next, we need to know our capacity for the sprint. Some teams like to use story points. I don't, and you don't have to in Scrum. Your capacity can be in hours, in days, or for me, I like to highlight the changes that as a team we need to pay attention to. Like someone is out on vacation, there's a company meeting or a holiday, and so on. Now that we understand our goal and our capacity, we can start with topic 1, why, or the sprint goal. We need to agree on a reasonable sprint goal that will help us move towards our product goal. Let's say we have data that tells us our abandonment rate is high. Customers come to the site, look at the hotel, select the room, but don't complete the booking. That is impacting revenue, so we decide that for this sprint, we're going to focus on abandonment rates and try to reduce that by 20%. Now, we're not likely going to be able to achieve that outcome in just one sprint, but we will address that point in future videos when we talk about the sprint review. Next, we're going to move to topic 2, the what, or the product backlog items. We're going to look at the product backlog and decide what product backlog items will help us accomplish this goal. Each sprint consists of a cohesive set of items that together result in an increment that delivers on our sprint goal and moves us a step closer to the product goal. We're not working on random things in each sprint, but on a cohesive set. Let's say we pull these 3 user stories from our product backlog. We want to make it easier for new users and not force them to create an account. So we're adding a checkout or book as a guest feature. We're enabling additional payment options like Apple Pay. And we want to show pricing up front so users are not surprised by hidden fees. We believe these 3 features will have an impact on abandonment rate. Now, these are user stories that we are not seeing for the first time in sprint planning. We've already discussed, estimated, researched, split, de-risked these items during several product backlog refinement sessions during previous sprints. Again, I'll have a special video just on product backlog refinement in the upcoming weeks. In sprint planning, we are deciding that now is the time to work on these, and we're going to clarify any remaining questions finalize the acceptance criteria, and review our high-level estimates. This leads us to topic 3, how or tasking. We know why the sprint is important and what is it we need to do. Now we need to figure out how we're going to get there by listing the activities and the tasks that we need to accomplish. Let's say for checking out as a guest, we need to update the UI to include the guest option. We need to add the checkout workflow logic. And we need to create a new page to capture the guest information, since we're not pulling that information from the user profile. For Apple Pay, we need to add an option to the payment page. And we need to integrate with Apple Pay. For pricing upfront, we need to update the detail page to show pricing, and we need to refactor the taxes and fee calculations so that they can get called from multiple places. Now, we don't need to figure out every single task in sprint planning. As we work on these during the sprint, we might realize we missed something or we didn't need to do something. So we can add and remove tasks as we learn more about the work during the sprint. This plan is not set in stone. But in sprint planning, we should have a good handle on the work needed and feel confident that this is something we can do. And by do, it's not just about building or coding, but it's about meeting our definition of done and all the tasks that are required to build and deliver a quality product. We'll dive deeper into the definition of done in a future video. In addition to working on the increments, we might need to work on action items that we decided on from our previous sprint retrospective. So we can add these as tasks, like, say, pairing more or adding static code analysis to our build pipeline. Let's assume these are action items we agreed to in our previous retrospective. So we add them here to our plan. Also, we might have some spikes or research activities that we need to do for things that are coming up in the product backlog for future sprints, like interviewing users or testing out our mockups. And that's sprint planning. The sprint goal, the product backlog items, and the tasks become the sprint backlog and our plan to accomplish the work. I always like to end sprint planning by doing a fist of 5 to gauge the team's confidence level in this plan and tweaking it if we feel it's unrealistic. Hope you found this useful. There are more links and resources below in the comments, and make sure to like and subscribe to get notified of future videos.